Hi, I'm Paul Moore, co-founder and manager of Wellings Capital, contributor to BiggerPockets. I wrote a book called Storing Up Profits, Capitalize on America's Obsession with Stuff by Investing in Self-Storage. And this is going to be a little preview of the book. I really want you to get the book because there are 7 paths to show you how you can get involved in self-storage. A lot of people talk about self-storage. They don't know where the on-ramps are. I mean, they look at a multi-million-dollar facility like this, and they wonder, how can I get involved? I don't have millions of dollars. I can't go out and get millions of dollars in debt. I don't know how to run the facility, but I really love self-storage, and I want to get involved. So today, we're going to talk about 7 paths, 7 unique paths you can travel down to get involved in self-storage. So path number 1, Brandon Turner calls it stacking. I'm not sure that's exactly what this is, but this would be actually buying a small facility, fixing it up, doing the value adds, getting it running real well, maybe adding to it, maybe adding boat storage, RV storage, ancillary items like locks, boxes, tape, and scissors, maybe some of the other value add opportunities I've talked about elsewhere and in the book, and then leasing it out to an optimum level, getting all the systems in place, and then selling it to a larger firm, and then going to the next level. In 2016, I went to Dallas, and I met a guy who started with a $1,000 bonus from his mechanics job, and he bought a duplex, fixed it up, leased it out, sold it, made a $27,000 profit, and bought a 4-plex. Then he did the same thing, went up to an 8-plex, then a 10, a 12, a 20. When I met him, he was selling an $11 million, 132-unit condo that had been converted to apartments in Arlington, Texas. And so this works. It's a lot of hard work. It's a long and winding road, as I like to say, but it's a great path for you to get involved in self-storage. Path number 2 is by being a capital raiser. Do you know a lot of people with money? Are you involved at the country club? Have you inherited money, or do you have access to a lot of money? Or are you a great social media person, a great speaker, a writer, a blogger, a podcaster? If so, you might be able to get a following, or you might be able to get connected to money and raise capital for self-storage deals. You see, one of the most valuable things in any investment is the equity, and it's one of the hardest things to get. And so if you have a path to get equity, to raise money, you can be very valuable. Now, I want to give you a warning. You can't just jump in and bring money and get a commission unless you're a registered broker-dealer. The SEC frowns on this, so you need to go out and figure out the rules. The best path to doing this right is to become a partner. Prove to yourself and others that you can raise capital and then bring it to a deal. You might be able to arrange something up front and say, look, if I bring you half of the equity or all of the equity, will you make me a partner? You have to be a bona fide general partner in a deal to get paid, or to at least get paid anything more than a flat fee if you're raising capital. Or you have to become a registered broker-dealer. Most people don't go that path. But this capital raising path is a powerful weapon in your arsenal to do all kinds of things. All kinds of private equity. Self-storage is the one I like best. The third path is actually being a deal finder. Now, a deal finder might look a little bit like a real estate agent, but unless you're a licensed broker, a licensed real estate agent, you can't get paid a commission to find deals. But you can make an arrangement with a self-storage operator, and you can say, if I can bring you a deal, what will you pay me? Or what will you cut me in on? And that's what you really want. If you want to go down a path of getting involved in self-storage, you don't just want to get paid and leave, you want to stay involved. So I recommend that you go to a self-storage operator and say, I'm going to bring this deal, and I'm going to ask you, will you keep me involved? Can I stay involved on the phone calls, the conference calls? Can I get involved with the lender? Can I get involved with the private equity side? Can I get involved in operations? I want to even help out and maybe go sit in with the property manager and learn all I can. Believe me, it's so hard to find a deal in self-storage and other arenas. A lot of operators will be glad to cut you in for a portion of this. What you can do is do this a number of times, and then you can put this on your resume, and you'll be ready to do your own self-storage deals. You'll be ready to be your own operator or a partner with an operator, and by doing that, you'll have access to the self-storage empire that a lot of other facility owners and operators have enjoyed. So the third path is being a deal finder. A fourth path is going big. Did you win the lottery? Are you a retired NFL player? Do you have a lot of money from selling your tech company or selling Bitcoin? If you do, you might want to just go big. Now, going big would mean getting a great team around you. This is a team sport. So finding an asset manager or an asset management firm, finding a great property management company, finding all the resources you need to go big is really important. Don't get overconfident just because you got the money. And realize this, there are still a lot of barriers to entry to self-storage. Just because you have capital doesn't mean you know how to run a facility. That's why you need a team. Because the lender is going to want to be convinced that you're ready to run this facility before they're going to give you millions in debt, unless you're going to pay with cash. And also, the broker might not take you seriously. Even if you have the money, they might not believe you're going to close if they don't know you. See, commercial real estate brokers have this funny thing. They only want to work with buyers who will put food on their table or gas in their BMW. And so they won't sell to a lot of people who they don't know, they don't have a relationship with. They've already got relationships with lots of people who have closed lots of deals with them. They know them, and they'll likely shop it to them first, and they might even accept a lower offer from somebody they know who will close than an unknown person who might cause a lot of drama, cancel a deal, and make them look terrible. Going big can be a lot of fun, it can be a lot of risk, but it is an opportunity for some, and that's our fourth path to self-storage wealth. Next, get a job. That's path number 5. Now you may be saying, wait a minute, I came to BiggerPockets because I don't want to have a job. I'm trying to get out of my job. I don't like working for the man. Well, getting a job in this sense is a little different. Self-storage is a business that is really easy to run if you want to be mediocre, if you just want a cash cow. But if you want to run a great facility, if you want to increase your income, maximize your wealth and the wealth of your investors, you want to really know the business, of course. So getting a job as a property manager or getting a job in the business as an assistant real estate broker or a lender or an assistant asset manager, there are other jobs that would be a great fit. This is a great path because especially if you're younger, you really want to know the business. And by knowing the business, you also get to know the people and you get to know the lingo. And you might meet somebody you can partner with. In fact, you can get a job and then you can also do one of the other earlier paths like being a deal finder or a capital raiser. I have a friend in Texas who actually quit his job as a $120,000 a year or so mortgage broker, residential mortgage broker, to take half as much pay to be a property manager at a self-storage facility. That $60,000 a year is going to pay off for him because as he continues to grow in his knowledge and his contacts, he's going to be able to own his own facility someday, and I'm really looking forward to that. So getting a job is a fifth path. A sixth path is actually going the passive path. Going passive means you love self-storage, you read my book, but you've got a busy life. You've got a family. You've got a job or a career you're pursuing. You're making a lot of money now, or maybe you're pursuing an enjoyable retirement. Going passive means investing with an operator who has a proven track record of bringing profits, increasing value, and giving investors a fantastic return on equity. And there's two sub-paths here. One is a professional passive path, which means you're a full-time investor. There are people who do this full-time. They go out and spend a whole lot of time vetting operators, and they vet the very best opportunities, and they invest heavily with them, and they stay involved. They might go do a property visit, or they might check out all the financials, or they might ask a lot of hard questions, or even ask for a change in the operating agreement. These are professionals who do this for a living. There's also a passive path, which means you go out and you do a fabulous job checking out the operator, and then you start investing with them and trusting them. Brian Burke has a great book from BiggerPockets Publishing called The Hands-Off Investor. Get that book and learn how to vet operators, syndicators, deals, and then you can take either one of these subpaths of the passive investing path. Our seventh path is hiring a paid coach or a mentor. This is one of my favorite paths because I've done this twice in my career. At two great turning points in my career, I paid over $25,000 each time to hire a paid coach. Hiring a paid coach can look like you actually get a set curriculum. You want to make sure they have a curriculum. You want to make sure that they've had other people go through it that have actually succeeded. And then you join their program. You might get intensive coaching like I did for about a year. Videos, face-to-face training, Zoom call, all kinds of stuff, books to read, exercises to do, on-site visits with the operator. And then by having a paid coach, you can often end up joining them through one of the other paths. You might be able to be a deal finder for that paid coach. You might be able to be a capital raiser because you've gotten to know them for a year or two or more, and they like you and you like them, and they trust you, and they might make you a general partner in the deal under those two paths, for example. Or you might be able to get a job with them, like somebody I know who took a job and took the get a job path. Now the last path affiliated with this seventh path is an unpaid mentor. Are you really good in Excel? Great at data analytics? Great at social media or web marketing, property management. If you're really great at something, you can go and offer your services, maybe on a part-time basis, to an operator. You can say, look, I'll come in on evenings and weekends, but I want to hang around with you and learn your business. I'd like to hang around the office. I'd like to pick your brain. I'd like to go out on site visits with you. If you've got a flexible schedule, this can be a great way to go. And I think it's best to find a mentor in your hometown or in your region so you can really connect with them. If you're not sure which path to go on, check out the book because we've got a lot more details there. Again, the book's called Storing Up Profits, Capitalize on America's Obsession with Stuff by Investing in Self-Storage. You can get that from our publisher, BiggerPockets, at biggerpockets.com/storage. I'm Paul Moore, and I loved the opportunity to chat with you today about these 7 paths to self-storage success.